Oh, broski. Broski, Chattington. How's everyone doing today, Chattington? Are we all having a scrum-diddly-umptious day, though? Are we? We're back again. Qualifier 2 for the BRL July tournament, chat. That's what we're calling it now. It's here to stay. We're just going to call it the BRL. It makes it much simpler for all of us to understand and follow, doesn't it, chat? And then hopefully we'll have one every single month. So we'll have BRL July, BRL September, August, October. Got the countries in the wrong way around, but you get my point. You get my point, scrum-diddly-umptiouses. Welcome, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good day on this fine Monday morning, afternoon, evening, or night, depending where you are on the planet, Chattington. It's going to be a good day of qualifiers. We got some big teams in today's qualifier. I'd actually say we got some bigger teams than what we've seen in the last qualifiers. I'll say that. I think we've got some star-studded rosters in today. Really good star-studded rosters. Not only that, we've got a diverse selection of teams as well. We got teams from North America, Latin America, Asia, Middle East, Africa, Europe, Oceania, and then we got some mixed teams, international mixed teams. There's actually 3 different teams that have players from multiple different regions inside of them, chat. So it should be interesting today, I'll say that. It should be pretty interesting today. Chattington decided to start the live a little bit earlier so I can talk to you guys a little bit more about the teams before we get into any of the games. Some of the notable teams I'd like to discuss, of course, being team number 1. We know them as M7. M7's a clan that I really wasn't familiar with until, I would say, maybe like two months ago or so. The first time I seen M7, it was somebody gifting me stuff on TikTok. His name was Mr. Thank You, and he shouted out M7. That was really the first time I'd actually heard about them properly. Then you also have like a player called M7 Marab. He's from the Middle East. So it's definitely like a Middle Eastern European clan or like team organization. Not really too sure what they consider themselves as. But either way, this M7 squad, they're based out of Europe, and then they've got one of their players are from Egypt. They actually placed first in the back-to-back qualifiers, which was the tournament we hosted previously to this one. To these qualifiers, they qualified through first place, and not only did they get first place, they low-key kind of dominated. There wasn't really any team close to them in terms of how much score they had at the end of the day of the 4 games. I would consider themselves, actually, I would consider them more or less a powerhouse roster. I think that they should get through today in the top 3. Of course, top 3 goes through. The rest are unfortunately eliminated. Or if you finish 4th through 10th, you can get to the sudden death qualifiers. But outside of that, everyone else is gone, and they don't get to go into the finals. I expect these guys to get through. Team number 1, I expect them. They should be in the finals no matter what. Team 2, we've got Flix's team. That's Flix number 1, Nono, and Rogue. These guys placed 3rd in the last back-to-back qualifiers. Unfortunately, when they got into the finals, they didn't really understand how to play it, and I want to say they finished in like the bottom 5 teams, I think. But they were good. They're arguably one of the strongest from North America. Whereas Team 3 is actually a team from the Philippines. And these gentlemen finished 4th in the back-to-back qualifiers, which meant, you know, they don't get an automatic bid into the finals this time around if they place 4th. But that's featuring Seb, XDS, Apollo, and Alien. All of them are based out of the Philippines. I'm not sure if they'll make it through into the finals this time around. I mean, top 3 it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough to get top 3 inside of a qualifiers. You need to play really, really good. Especially if you've got another team like Team 4 here, which is featuring Lucky, Red, PJ, and Travis, who are also from the Philippines. They placed 5th in the back-to-back qualifiers, which was our previous tournament. They've also done well in other tournaments based off of their team performance. They're actually a relatively new team. Like, I've never heard of GNR Legacy before our tournaments themselves, but they teamed up. They've got a couple of different players from a couple of different rosters, and they've made this new team called GNR. So excited to see how they do today. Another notable team is Team 15. I just know them as Brandon's team. I always see Brandon in this roster. They actually have a name. They're called the Shine. They actually got into the finals last event, but it was based off one of our African teams forfeiting their spot last second. Of course, you guys know we always like to invite teams from around the world, and not only the qualifying teams into the finals, but this African team, for whatever reason, didn't actually end up playing the finals, so we invited those guys back in because I believe they placed 1 placement out of being able to qualify themselves, so we just got them up. That's going to be Ashina. That's going to be Team 15. I'll scroll down and see if they're already in the room. They are in the room, so there you go. I always know them as Brandon, Maggio. Yeah, Brandon and Maggio. Those are the two. That's kind of like the duo of that roster. Team number 21. This team's based out of the Middle East. That team I was just talking about was European, by the way. But this team, team number 21, Middle Eastern. RMS Sniper Beta PQE3. RMS has been part of many tournaments in the past. There was actually a situation a couple of years ago where I believe they device swapped, or they either device swapped or somebody else logged into the account and they didn't have the map downloaded, which was very suspicious for us. So we actually had to ban him, ban that player from that tournament. But RMS has played alongside players like a Bull Balls, which you guys are used to seeing. He's arguably one of the best. Him and Iken are the best players from the Middle East, at least in my opinion. I run my best players decisions based off how people play in tournaments. I could care less about the clips. Like, clips are cool, clips are flashy, they're fun to watch in the moment, but that doesn't signify to me who are the real best players in the game. The real best players are the people that can dominate on the main stage against the other top talent in Call of Duty Mobile's Battle Royale. That being said, if they get a clip inside of a tournament, that's even better. Clips are cool, but clips inside of tournaments, that's next level, chat. That's next level stuff right there. But yeah, those are some of the notable teams. We have a lot of teams from around the world. We've got 8 teams from North America, Latam region. We've got 8 teams from Asia, Middle Eastern region. We've got 3 teams from Africa. We've actually only got 2 teams from Europe. And that's the continent that I'm actually born in. I was born in Ireland. So it's interesting to see how there wasn't as many European teams inside of this qualifier. That being said, the 2 European teams that are in here, I mean, it's Ashina and it's M7. Those are probably the 2 best qualifying teams from the region. So I actually could see both of those teams going through today. Definitely M7. I would say that M7 is probably the Ferg favorite pick for today's qualifiers. Then we have a team from Oceania, and we have 3 mixed teams. So that's teams from all over, picking up team players from, like, they could be players from Europe and Middle East, Asia, North America, Latam, just a mixed melting pot of players from all around the world on the same team. There's people from, I don't even know how many countries this is, like 20 different countries inside of this qualifiers. But yeah, as we're getting ready to get them all in, there's only 4 people left to go, and then we'll start up the game number 1. Remember, there's only 4 games. There's only 4 games in this. Only 4 games in the qualifiers, ladies and gentlemen. I'll pull up the rules over on YouTube if you're interested in seeing those. Remember, we've never done it before, but the snowboard is banned for the qualifiers here, and it's also banned for the finals. It's going to be probably the first and possibly maybe only snowboard ban in the history of Call of Duty Mobile's Battle Royale esports. Just to change things up a bit, see how people play when they don't have the snowboard by their side. Of course, medic's banned because people can sit outside the zone. We're debating taking the medic carrier plate out as well. We haven't made a decision on that just yet, but we're probably going to make the decision based off the finalist players for the next tournament if that is banned. Then obviously teaming up, you can't team up in these games, and usually I like to keep the Jackal not banned, but because the snowboard's not there, I just feel like the Jackal will be too powerful. So that was a decision on my part. I just think that the Jackal would absolutely ruin the entire experience because everyone would die to it instantly. There's 25 teams, 100 players, all regions are welcome. You already know the vibes. The point system is the usual point system that we have. However, we may change that at this season's end and implement a new point system going into the 2027 season. With that being said, chat, I'll have to check over on the administrators to see how many people were waiting for. It looks like we're only waiting for 4 inside of the lobby. But yeah, the snowboard is taken out. The snowboard's taken out. We're going to get ready to start game number 1 here, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1 will be underway. If you're just joining the stream, don't worry. We haven't even started a game yet. Also, W Spain for winning the World Cup. W Spain, brah. For winning the World Cup, brah. W Spain, me broski. Also, if you watch the CDL, W Fees for winning the CDL. I don't think many people in here would watch the CDL. That's Call of Duty mainline tournaments for their multiplayer. Unfortunately, Optic couldn't go back to back to back, but I mean, it is what it is, bruv. It is what it is, my little scrumdiddlyumptiouses. But indeed, W Spain, I wanted them to win. I'm glad that they won the World Cup. I just don't know. I didn't really feel like I wanted Argentina to win. And I'm not even like, I don't even mind Argentina, and I didn't really care about them going into this World Cup, but it just felt like something was off anytime they were playing. I did not enjoy, you know, how they made me feel watching them and seeing their antics on the pitch. It just didn't rub me the right way, chat. So I'm very happy that Spain actually won that. If you're an Argentina supporter, I'm sorry, but you're going to need to take that L. At the end of the day, I wanted Ronaldo to win. I wanted Portugal to win, but it is what it is, bruv. It is what it is. What's up, Marab? How you doing, man? You watching the competition? Let me pull Tickfinity real quick. Marab's in the chat on TikTok watching the competition as we're ready to get into game number 1. Or he might just be supporting M7. He might just be supporting his boys in M7 right now, which, in my opinion, are my favorite team to win today's qualifiers. That's team number 1 featuring Nagdi, Andrew, Claude. Oh! Oh! I didn't... Okay. They have a 5-man roster. Wait, what's the starting 4, though? They only have 3 in here. So they can pick between Nagdi, Andrew, Claude, Matador, and King Raf. Interesting. Okay, that's like a... Damn! That's like a Middle Eastern, African, European team. That features players from those 3 regions. Interesting. Okay, I wonder who their 4th is going to be. They've got Nagdi, Claude, and Andrew right now, so they could get King Raf or Matador in here as their final 4. That's cool. Okay, they have 3 different regions in there. You're going good, brother? What's up, Marab? Brushke? Messi? Nah, I'm more of a Ronaldo kind of guy, bro. Not gonna lie. I'm more of a Ronaldo. Ferg, was he watching Argentina? Not gonna lie, I didn't even watch the match. I'll just say it. I didn't watch it. It was too late at night. I think it finished at like 2 a.m. my time, so I'm good on that, bro. If it was like during the day, I would have watched, of course, like as you do. But bro, it's just so late at night, and I got gym in the morning. I'm good on that, brother. I'm good on that, chat. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm not trying to watch all of that, chat. So late at the night, but yeah, glad that Spain won. Glad that Spain won, chat. Also, bro, is it just me, or did Holy Father break up with his girlfriend and then instantly start mingling with other women? Hey, yo, Holy Father, listen, bro. You don't need to riz them all up, all right? God, bro. Damn, bro. Bro's girl maxing, for real. All I see when I open up my TikTok is him rizzing up girls on, like, what's it called, Omegle? It's not the real Omegle, though. It's like a different version of Omegle. It's not the one that I know. So he might get distracted and just stop playing in tournaments, chat. Oh, my God. Oh my God. Pessy is FIFA's princess. Oh, we got Pinaldo and Pessy in the chat right now. Yeah, I did. I guess it was true. I guess it was true, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, his girlfriend did cheat on him. At least he's out here living his best life, man. Okay, nowadays, I'm happy for him. I hope he enjoys, I suppose, being single and having fun. I know he has a kid. I seen him go on a trip recently. Shout out Holy Father, chat. Shout out my main man, Holy Father. Fun, thanks for the future encounter over on TikTok, bro. Is that the fund that I actually know? Is that the, oh, it is. It's the actual pro player fund. Holy. Hey, Dark Nix, what's going on? Over on the YouTube chat, we're about to get ready to start game number 1, chat. It's actually gonna start in 1 minute, whether these guys get their players in or not. So if they don't have a remaining player, it's wraps for them, broski. Oh, Flix is in the chat too. Hey, yo, Flix! No stream sniping, buddy. I mean, I kind of catch you. So it is what it is for the qualifiers. You know, it is what it is, bro. Thanks for the galaxy, my man. Much love, Flix. All right. We are getting the match underway in 1 minute. It always starts at 10 past, but I just started the stream up early so that we could talk a little bit, chat, you know? A little bit of conversation. Also, chat, I actually went to the zoo today. It's called the Green Planet. It's in Dubai, the Green Planet Dubai. We also went to Atlantis the Royal as well to get some lunch. We went to Nobu by the beach. I know Madnan knows Nobu by the beach, bro. I know he knows that area. I took him there before as well, chatting. But I decided to go back because their food was splendid, bro. Had a little lunch. Little Lunchington. And then we went to the Green Planet, which is like a zoo. But it's not, I don't know how to explain it, chat. It's not like a big zoo. It's like one big massive tree, and there's just loads of birdies and lemurs and monkeys and just loads of crazy stuff. It's actually pretty cool. Praying my power will go down again so I don't gotta work. What? Are you not from the United States of America? They have power outages in the US of A? Yo, fries in the bag, USA. What the frick? Fries in the bag. NSG on top. Let's go. We got some NSG love for team number 2, chat. Team number 2. Hey, they qualified last time. We'll have to see if they can qualify again. Scrumdiddlyumptious. Scrumdiddlies, though. All right, chat. Game number 1. We got a lot of Filipino teams in here. We got a lot of African teams in here. Not a lot of Europeans. But the 2 European teams we have, they're very good. A lot of Middle Easterners. There's actually a really good split of basically the entire world's BR scene inside of this game. Not gonna lie. Good split on this one. Let me see where NSG actually land. Not to, put them on blast or anything. Are they gonna go nuclear plant? Let's see. Or are they gonna try and go for outpost? Let's see this. They're going nuclear plant, definitely. No! Ooh, they are. They're going the whole way over to outpost. At least they're gonna try to. That was a long jump. Hey, yo, good job, boys. Oh dear. Oh dear, it's a Middle Eastern team right beside them, chat. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, this is not looking good. Sigma already knocked. Oh dearie me, but number 1 comes in with a play on the retaliation kill. It's 1 per team, but oh, here comes another player. This is gonna be a bad fight. Number 1 goes down, and now it's a 2v3 situation. Shots go down. Poe is eliminated. No. Now looking for a second kill here. He spots the guy to his left. There's actually 2 in there. Oh, I'd fight the tech, and he takes it and dies. Flicks last alive in the roster here. He did just give me a galaxy on TikTok, so I mean, I could take the beat and not roast his team, but god damn it, that was a terrible start, Flicks. You can't pay me off with a galaxy, buddy. That was absolutely awful. Your teammates tragically eliminated from game number 1. Not sure if he has what it takes to get back their tags, but we'll catch up with those guys later. As for now, we want to go over to 29k. They've also lost 2 players. 29k, that team from the Philippines that we were mentioning earlier. I like these guys. The first time we ever seen them, I was impressed. I'd never seen this team before. They came in, they did really well in the qualifiers, so I hope they do well again here now. There is a roster right in front of them. I see a guy with Paris in his name, so that must be an African player. Fingers crossed it is. They're actually camping. Wait, hold on a sec. Guys, why is it always this region that doesn't get 4 of their players in? What is going on here? You know what, Paris Larry? You use that trap master to the best of your ability. I wish you luck. Let's go check what QTR up to. Khalid here was actually the first person to join the room. He joined the room even before I joined the room, bro. Even before I had joined the room. Perky Barrington. 4K squad will win. Ah, well, 4K are in the finals already, so best of luck to them, 4 Kings men. I will say there's no snowboard allowed in this. And snowboard was used a lot by the 4 Kings main roster in the previous tournaments. And I think that's why we like to ban things here and there, because it changes things up a lot. Claude, what are you?
Here they go. Enemy eliminated.
Huh? Why did he do that?
Dog tags have been scanned.
I don't understand that strategy. Why did he kill himself?
When the next revive flight arrives. The safe zone.
There's gotta be a reason why he blew himself up. Was it to get closer to the zone? I don't understand. Why would M7 Claude purposely blow himself up? I'm interested in that. There must be some sort of strategy behind that. I'm gonna have to ask them in the general chat after this game, or after the stream per se, like, why do they always do that? I know when people blow themselves up because they want to get into the zone, like, that's understandable, but that was the start of the game and he just decided, you know what, whatever, I'm out of here. Interesting. Let's go on to team number 12. It looks like they're over by New Vision City in a little bit of a fight between an unknown Slayer team. Bang! That should have been a headshot on my screen. Able to connect one shot, but not the double. Ah, changing class. That is something. Let's go and check. Did he change to? He did change to rewind. Okay. Interest. Oh my god, I understand what they're doing. I get it, chat. He's dropping in, and to make sure that nobody else land beside them, he's using Scout to scan the area, and then he kills himself once he knows that it's clear to go back to his rewind class ability. Holy IQ. Damn. Okay, that's the first time I've ever seen a team do that. Wow, okay. Hey, man. I didn't realize you all had the intelligence. Let's hop onto that Filipino team now, as unfortunately X goes down. They still got 3 up, and it looks like, you know, the Africans are making a little bit of a statement here. I'm gonna double check and make sure they are. Anyone with Paris in their name, I automatically assume is from that region. And they are. They're all from Nigeria. So team number 8, all from Nigeria. Fingers crossed they're able to pop off here. I actually am not sure where the server is. I know it's definitely not an Asia server because there's not a lot of... Actually, I think the server's going to go Europe or Middle East inside of these qualifiers like it did in the previous qualifiers that we held last week. Going now on over to Nagdi. It looks like these guys are going to get an easy rotation into zone. There's nobody around them over by Ecology Lab, so they'll just have to use the helicopter to go right on over there. Checking down onto that Filipino team now. They're fighting against the Nigerian boys. SMRS comes down. Terrible shot by that. Maybe he can redeem himself. Yes, he can. Red with the kill onto MC. There's still another guy inside of that house. Kevs gets one. There's one more remaining, I believe. See you later, alligator. What the buggy? Goat Crypto last alive in his team here. Just camping it out. Doesn't want to die this early on. They have 3 kills as a team. Larry. Oh my god. Oh my god. No! Crypto, you choked that? Oh my god. Listen, I want to see Nigeria do something, bro. But if they're playing like that, I don't think there's ever going to be a time when they win a tournament, bro. Come on. Like, I'm not Nigerian's biggest fan, bro. Back in the day, Philippines couldn't win anything. Now they're winning all the time. I'm hoping to see the same from Nigeria in the future, chap. But as it stands, it's just not going to happen, is it? It's definitely just not going to happen. Ooh, we got a Jesus Loves You name. Like that name, chat, don't we? He's gonna go and pick up that loot. Looks like they were able to get a couple of kills there. Not too sure who they fought, but there is only 5 teams eliminated so far inside of this game. Let's hop on board with QTR. They're using the helicopter to get into the zone, but that's not good enough for a fight, so we're gonna go ahead and watch Nagdi in the M7 roster as they're able to take down Super and Indrift. Matador's further up, and there's a couple of players in and around them. Andrew has been knocked by the player inside of this house, but it looks like Matador and his teammate are going to push at the exact same time. Able to get that final kill, and it seems like Zenith's roster is eliminated. Matador picking up the last frag for the full team wipe. No revives on their side. 6 eliminations from M7 this early on is pretty good. We'll pull up the map and check where everyone's currently located. A couple of teams outside of it, but doesn't really matter so far as that first zone doesn't hit for too much damage inside of Call of Duty Mobile. What will be interesting, though, is the second zone. We'll have to see where that actually ends up going. Chopping our way down over to M7 again. You can see there's 2 teams around them right now. 2 different teams around them. They've blown up one of the helicopters so nobody else can use it, but I'll be interested to see if anyone else comes through that area of the map. Going now on to the NSG. They're using the brand new skin for the vehicle. Love that skin, chat. You can actually go up the side of mountains using that skin. It's crazy. I don't know if any of you have seen any of the clips on TikTok or YouTube, but it is wild seeing that go up the side of the hydro dam and the side of mountains. Definitely more so of a, like a, you know, a pay to win kind of skin. I mean, I like it. I'm gonna need to use it when I hop back on BR. We actually unlocked it the last day I was opening up skins. It's such a fire skin, bro. It just works so well inside a Battle Royale. Not to be hashtag COD Mobile partner or anything, chat. But you can download the game using the link in the description. You know we love Call of Duty Mobile, chat, around these parts. Been here since the start, and I'll probably be here till the end. That being said, 29k Apollo looking for a kill on the guy above him. That's going to be 2 Filipino teams fighting it out here. GNR below, but 29k Apollo trying to make a play there. We'll hop on board the GNR as they know Apollo is on that launch base site. It's going to be a 4v3 situation if the 29k boys can get all of their teams in there, and I don't think that's going to be likely as NSG are right behind them. This is going to be a little third party right here, ladies and gentlemen. I would actually like to see Apollo's POV, though, as there's a player right beside him here. Oh, he spotted Lookie. That should be a free kill. There it is. Love to see it. R9 shotgun gonna take down Lookie. Unfortunately, the guy with the same name as me is gonna get eliminated from game number 1. I will hop on over to Dose. He's gonna die as well, and the NSG third parties come in well here, but unfortunately, they're a little bit lackluster in keeping their teammates alive. They did get a couple of kills, but now there's only 1 dead, 3 alive. They could easily kill the GNR player right beside them. Flick's gonna rotate back and around. Nice use of cover, but not gonna get away just right. His teammate comes in with the easy trade kill. Travis still on top of launch base. You can see number 1 in the bottom of launch base. Ooh, SMRS hits him nicely, but doesn't get the full kill. He's gonna die, however, from Alien on top of launch base. Seems like 29k still have a couple of players around here. We've got XDS. And Alien still alive. Love this spot from Alien. Absolutely love this spot. X could get a full kill here on number 1. He's not going to go for it. Rotates around. Dies. Terrible slide. Should have slid over to the side instead of sliding straight away. That was easy pickings for NSG. We'll go and check what GNR are going to try and do against them. Remember, NSG were the third-party team that came in here last second, while GNR and 29K were already fighting. Doze comes back through the revive flight, which is good for him, but there's a couple of players in and around him here. He's going to die, I think. Ooh, stays alive. Gets a tag. Oh, die in midair, unfortunately. NSG get all of their 4 players back. These are arguably 3 of the best teams fighting right here alongside the launch base. And as you can see, the zones came in. And they need to move more central to see where the next zone's going to land. They want to stand a chance for it. We can see 29K Alien. Did just get a knock right there. Not sure if he got a full kill on that. It looks like he did actually get the full kill. So they got 4 eliminations here. 29K not looking good at the start of this game. NSG has spotted Alien. He's going to try and get out of here, but I don't think he has what it takes to stay alive. He's got no plates left. Oh my god, he might get away. You need to use a plate. He doesn't even have plates. I was saying he had no plates left, like he could use some, but he doesn't even have any to use. Unbelievable scenes here from Alien. He just needs to stay alive a little bit longer. And stay alive. He'll be able to get his whole team back in the action. Does have Trapmaster. That's going to help him out here. Fingers crossed for Alien. We'll hop on over to NSG as they're rotating around the other side of launch base. Whereas GNR did get a couple of casualties there. They're still on the middle of launch base, and there is a guy called Sniper right below them. They could target him in a 2v1 situation with their pistols. That might be what they do here. They are going to go for that 2v1, but Sniper jumps down, going for the teammates instead. Now we're going to hop onto NSG, as it looks like they're going to pick apart teams from the rotate. That next zone has been shown, and they do have the rotation. Ooh, dude, the Hades is just such a great LMG now. I should just say such a great automatic weapon. It really is. GNR trying to rotate in as they do get all of their players back into the action. Good job from Alien there, as well as 29K are also in it. So the Philippines are doing well this match, along with the North and South Americans. Looks like the Middle Easterners are coming back in. They're in between 2 Filipino teams and, of course, the North American team. It's not a good spot for them to be in. The push is coming through here, though. Defender does get placed down. No-No's looking for a little frag. Not able to land any shots there. Flick's going around onto the right-hand side, trying to hold a different angle as he knows that the entire team is shooting at his teammate. They're all rotating away, deciding they do not want to take this fight. I thought that that might have been a bad decision because the Middle Easterner team would rush through it, but they didn't rush through. So Team RMS aren't able to get any picks onto NSG, and that was a great play there by Flicks and the boys. SMRS comes down, not able to land it. 4 alive for Team RMS. All 4 alive. We didn't get to see where GNR went, but it looks like they've rotated right behind them. This could be an easy pickings. Not going to be an easy pickings, unfortunately. Cav's taking a bunch of damage there. It's only going to be a 2v4. GNR still looking for a way to get into the next zone, as both teams are holding them off. They've got RMS in front of them, and then on their left-hand side, they've got NSG. I think NSG are going to let them rotate, though. They've now decided they want to go against M7. That's a terrible, terrible team to go against, especially when they have high ground against you. Looks like Claude, Matador, and Nagdi have no idea that NSG are going to rotate up on top of this mountain here. They're actually about to use it. Here we go. Do they hear them? Nagdi, you need to hear that player that's going to come up there on the zipline. Doesn't hear him yet. Shots are going to go down. Looks like Matador's first to drop here. Lands a snipe from Nagdi. Ooh! Trying to stay alive with the Hades in hand. Not able to do so. Claude needs to rotate out of there as soon as possible. Andrew and him were the last alive. Claude was actually the player to land this snipe, and then I rotated over to check out Nagdi there. Lovely. Stays alive, little self-revive. Andrew drops in, but he gets third-partied from the side from a team that we have not seen inside of these qualifiers just yet. Down to Nagdi and Claude to make it happen here. Claude able to get a revive flight card, bringing his teammate back. That's going to be Matador. These guys have 14 eliminations. Big-time players making big-time plays. Like I said before the qualifier started, M7 are the Ferg favorite team for today. I expect them to get through. into the finals. This would be a big kill here from Claude. Shot's going to go down. Not able to land enough shots, unfortunately. He needs to rotate out of there. It's a 1v4 situation as Nagdy's already rotated away. And while that was happening, 29k rotating up from the other side of the zone. There's only 3 of those guys left as well, but it looks like Apollo has a free rotation, which is going to help him out greatly here. GNR, where did they end up? Still fighting against RMS. Looks like NSG are not around that side anymore. Kevs, this is a big play, but he's going to need to rewind back. There it is. Rewind comes in. His teammates are helping him from all angles here, and RMS are getting absolutely destroyed on the main stage by your very favorite qualification Filipino team, known as GNR. Good double rewind there from Kev. He needs to get into the zone now, though. Up and on over to NSG. These guys were also around that same side of the map, and they've got in with 11 kills into the current zone. They're not into the next one, though, as it looks like 29k have made it into the next zone. We'll pull it up on the map right here. Good job from Apollo and XD. Seems like everyone in 29k are helping keep this team's dreams alive. They don't really have too many kills, though, so it won't be a big game from them. But it could be a consistent one. We'll have to see how they play for the rest of the qualifiers. Looking at M7 now, they got 3 people alive. Andrew's not going to make it back, it seems. They do have 16 eliminations so far. They're about to get some placement points as well. I think there actually is a team right up beside them here. Ronaldo. If they both had SMRSs, they could get a crazy kill, but that's not going to happen, as one of them's rocking the HDR. Being Ronaldo. Maggio is also still alive here for Ashina. That's the team that actually played in the finals of the back-to-back $10,000 competition that we had earlier this month. 10 kills for Machina. These guys are doing well also. I think it's actually fair to say that the teams that I thought would do well going into game number 1 have done well, and I think it might be a fight between those teams. On the other side of things, I'm not familiar with team number 6 here. They're known as T-Burr, and this team has 12 eliminations. They're actually based out of the USA as well. Now we're going to go back on the GNRs. They have a lot of kills, and it looks like they have zone. Surprisingly enough, they're going to be fighting a team that we're not too familiar with here, so we'll hop on board with their POV. Love It's YT, Easy Plays YT, Super, and Vicinity. All chilling around. They actually have a really good spot in this zone. It's going to be very hard for them to get SMRS if they use the bottom side of it. Lovitz is rotating around on the left side. This is a terrible fight. Luckily, he has rewind to get himself back in there. Easy's made his way right up beside this team right here. He does have a shotgun in hand. He could get a little one pump. Gonna miss a couple of shots there, though. Bang, still not able to land a shot. No one pump's coming in hand. But luckily, he lands one. And his teammates are able to wipe off that entire roster, making GNR fall in at least 7th place. 29k are still alive here. They only have 1 remaining player up. It's going to be Apollo playing for placement. However, now we're going to check out Matador, the player from Persia. 10 eliminations by himself. 23 for the team, and they have high ground. They're looking really good here as we get into this late game. 6 teams still alive. We'll hop on over to NSG. They've also played this phenomenally. NSG are one of the teams from America that we like to watch, as Flix is a streamer. 13 eliminations for these guys this game. They need to place a little bit higher if they want to get many points. They could get at least 20 plus here if they survive for just another minute or so. There we go, top 5. This is going to be the battle of 3 really good teams, one of which we're not actually familiar with, known as Team 18. Those guys are called Zimbio. They're actually from India. Oh my god, let's watch them. We've got our first good Indian team in any of our competitions. Fantastic. Lovett's unfortunately going to go down there. They've got 8 eliminations on the board. Smokes are going down. Lovely smoke play for this entire team. Do they have anyone with smoke bomber? They have 1 person using smoke bomber. Oh, this is a bit of an aggressive one. Oh shit. Oh my god, he takes one. Surely he doesn't get another easy plays. That was way too aggressive. NFG taking casualties left, right, and center here, unfortunately. Super lands right down. I don't know if that was the play from India. This is definitely going to go to M7's way because they did not push in first. Easy peasy does it. And that's going to be all she wrote with 28 eliminations. And a first place finish? These guys have already got frickin' 43 points after game number 1. Good job to M7 As expected, I did say they were the Ferg favorite team, and they came in, dominated game number 1. Unfortunately, India. Come on, guys. Do we have any Indians in the YouTube chat? I know you guys aren't on TikTok, but do we have anyone from India? We finally have a good Indian team. Oh my gosh. Yes, please. Let me check these guys out. 10 eliminations and a 3rd place finish from the Indians. They're going to get, what, 17 total points for that game? Also looking over to NSG, they did very well there. Unfortunately, the Indians griefed them at the end. They were able to get, what is that? Ooh, that's a good amount of points. 25 points off of one game. Very nice indeed. They only need about double that for the rest of the series, and they'll definitely qualify. Going down the list, you can see 29K. That's the team from the Philippines. They finished in 4th place. Not a lot of kills there. Disappointing game when it was all said and done. You can see TB. That's actually a roster that we're not familiar with. They're from the Americas as well. You go further down. GNR's in there at 8th place. I thought they finished 7th, but an 8th place performance. They did get a good amount of kills, though, so that's going to help keep them alive with 15 total points. There's a Shida Esports finishing in 9th. They also got quite a few kills there. But it looks like, for the most part, the teams that I kind of expected to do well here did well. Every other team that I wasn't really talking about going into game number 1 have done, unfortunately, bad compared to those teams that I was, I guess, looking as Ferg favorite ones. Good job to everyone who played in game number 1. Of course, M7 coming through on top. Matador, 12 kills. Phenomenal performance just from him alone. And then a really good push into the end to take down NSG. And of course, the Indian roster known as Symbiote. That's going to be our first good Indian team. We've had a lot of Indian teams in the past, but there's never been a really good one. And fingers crossed, man. And fingers crossed for the Indians. In the chat, I can see some Indian love coming through over on YouTube. Fingers crossed, this could be our first really good Indian roster. It features Easy Plays, Vincinity, Wind, Lovitz, Super, and You Wormy. So they actually have 6 players on their team, it seems like, if I'm getting that correct. Could be 5 or 6. We'll have to wait and see. They have a good roster. Obviously, only 4 of them can play at any one time. But yeah, fingers crossed, man, for those Indians. We haven't seen too many good Indian teams inside of these tournaments, and I know they're good at other Battle Royale games on mobile, so I hope that they can become really good at COD Mobile as well. Either way, chat, we'll get ready to get into game number 2. Babyface Ferg is back. He is indeed my scrumdiddlyumptious. Maybe in the future we'll see teams like Godlike make a Battle Royale team. I'm actually not too sure. Not too sure either way. Accept teams from East Africa. Of course, we accept teams from every region, brother. If you have a team from East Africa that wants to play inside of these qualifiers or inside of the finals, just hit the subscribe button and then join our Discord server and register that team. You're more than welcome to do so. Like I said, back in 2024, when we started this thing, it was really just to bring the Battle Royale community together, and that's exactly what we've done. Teams from all around the world are allowed to play. We don't discriminate against any region, race, ethnicity, anything at all. The only real rule there is that you got to be 18 plus. That's obviously not my rule. That's just from an Activision standpoint. They don't want to host official tournaments and not have everyone in there be 18 plus. But either way, chat, we're getting ready for game number 2. Game number 1 was an interesting one. I mean, a win is pretty much as I expected. You know, M7 won the game. NSG placed well. We also had a good game out of GNR. 29K did pretty average as expected as well. I kind of can see those guys finishing like the top 5, maybe top 10, but I don't know if they'll finish top 3. It's going to be a difficult road for them ahead. You never know. We could get our first Indian team to qualify into the finals. That would be unbelievable. Fingers crossed here for the guys of Symbiote. Where's the number 1 team from? So M7's actually a 3 regional team. They're from Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. So Matador, their player there that got 12 kills, he's Middle Eastern. He's actually from Persia. Then we've got Andrew. I believe Andrew... Oh, is Andrew... He's European. Nagdi's the one from Egypt, and Claude is European as well. So we've got Nagdi from Africa, Matador from Persia, and then 2 Europeans on that team from M7. So it's a very cross-regional mixed team across 3 different continents, which is pretty good. Pretty good if I do say so myself. Either way, we're getting those scores tallied up, and as soon as they're ready for us, I'll put them on your screen to cover up these scores going into that first game. But yeah, good job from India, man. Yeah, good job from India. Love to see it. Of course, there's a lot of African teams in here as well. Yeah, Andrew, there he is. He's from Turkey, indeed. Turkey's part of Europe, but they're not part of the European Union. Isn't that right, Madnan? Madnan would know all about that. Isn't that right? I see. So apparently team number 21 were unwilling to show their POV, so they have been eliminated. Interesting. That's actually going to be RMS. We've experienced some interesting things with that guy in the past, so he's unfortunately kicked out. But luckily for us, we still have some great Middle Easterners in here, like Matador, to be able to watch from that region. Ah, okay. Sounds good. Good job on the updates right there, Madnet. A couple of teams trying to get non-registered players into it as well, so they're getting eliminated as well. Much love, Armin. I see you supporting your I was going to say Filipino brother there. That would have been not okay. Your Indian brother. T1 loves its YT. I actually don't really think there is an Indian audience for COD Mobile Battle Royale Insane, but I mean, if we want to foster an Indian audience, we might as well do so. Ain't that right? Hell yeah. Indians are welcome. Of course, every region's welcome. We're getting ready for game number 2. Scrumptious. Mad9, you're good to start whenever you want. And then we'll get the scores updated as we get into game number 2, chat. Good game number 1 so far. Super is from Pakistan. Really? Really? Super on what roster is he from Pakistan? I'm interested in that. We got some Pakistan players in here as well. I actually had a guy from Nepal stop me while I was filling up my fuel yesterday in my car. He didn't actually know me from COD Mobile, though, interestingly enough. He stated another game that he knew me from, and he was wondering when I was going to play the hardest mode over there, but hey, it's whatever, man. We're COD partner, all right? COD Mobile partner, chat.
Welcome to
Hell yeah. Getting into game number 2, Chattington. I see. So Super is actually a Pakistani player, and he's playing on an Indian team. That's good, right? Seeing some Pakistanis and Indians playing together. I know you guys have a little bit of beef country to country, but hey, I'm glad to see Pakistan and India playing together in the same team, eh? Love to see that. Good job, Super.
time for the mission.
Yes, sir. Getting into game number 2, Chattington. The scoreboards are being updated in just a moment, chat. Don't worry about that, but I think we all know M7's on top. Absolutely, you're more than welcome to follow or subscribe to this stream. Esports has no boundaries. That's damn right, Ben Plays. I'm glad you said it. I am glad you said it. All right, I've just been sent the updated scoreboards. Let's see where M7 lands right now, but we're going to get those scoreboards updated. I'll do YouTube first and then TikTok. The scores will be coming right over to you. Lovely jubbly. As expected, though, M7 are on top with 43 total points, so they actually have a significant lead after the first game. NSG are there with 25 points. Not too bad from them. Zimbio, wow, okay. Our Indian and Pakistani team are 3rd place. They're actually up for qualification. Yo, fingers crossed. If you're from India or Pakistan, this might be the first time we ever get one of y'all into the finals. Oh my God. Listen, I'm fingers crossed. I would love to see that. I would love to see an Indian and Pakistani team inside of the finals. We have never seen that before from the qualifier, so, you know, fingers crossed for that. Going down the leaderboard, you can see Philippines are in there at 4th place with GNR Legacy. M7 opting to go Ecology Lab again. Why am I not surprised? 29k, I think, are in some sort of a fight here over by Overgrown. When M7, NSG, where have they landed? Okay, they're going outpost again. So everyone has their familiar drop spot. TB also in there at 5th. We've got Ashina, which is a team that have played in the finals before, at 6th. Jiro, which is a team I'm not familiar with, are there at 7th place. Looks like a fight's coming down here between NSG and another roster. 29k Alpha, which is another roster from the Philippines, are in at 8th. OR are 9th. QTR are 10th. QTR actually died quite early that last game, so I'm surprised they're so high up inside after game number 1. NSG Flicks, again, a hard start from NSG here. They really need to pick up on the early game. Losing 2 players here, getting no kills this time around. That's not good whatsoever. Tap, 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 guys. You're more than welcome to do so, Van. I appreciate you, brother. We'll go down and check the Filipino team. Apollo. They've got 2 eliminations to start off this game. That's a good start from them. GNR have 4 eliminations. I think they actually wiped an entire team here. Oh, dearie me. I feel bad for whatever team they took out of the game instantly. That's not too good for them. But it's definitely good for GNR as they might go up that leaderboard. Remember, the top 3 go straight into the $10,000 finals. And then the teams that finished 4th through 10th go into the sudden death qualifiers, ladies and gentlemen. The sudden death qualifiers. GNR have all 4 of their teammates left alive, so you don't need to worry about those guys if you're from the Philippines. Going down to the QTR Team 7. Remember, these guys are in at 10th place. They need to do a little bit more this time around if they want to stand a chance of qualifying. I actually really like this car skin, man. It is a very good car skin. You know what I would love, though? I would love some car collabs with, like, some serious brands. You know, I'd love to see, like, a COD Mobile Lamborghini collab. I'd love to see a COD Mobile Ferrari collab. A COD Mobile Mercedes collab. You know what? Why don't we just, like, do what we did with that other title? You know, we could get a COD Ford collab. We could get a COD Dodge collab. A COD Maserati collab. A COD Bugatti, Koenigsegg, McLaren collab. Fingers crossed. I'm sure the entire COD Mobile scene would love if we could get some sort of a car collab. But it doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon, man. A boy can dream, chat. A boy can dream. I would love to see some car collabs come in here in the future. I mean, we've seen it with other titles. It's not out of the realm of possibility, COD Mobile. That would be amazing. Either way, working our way through a different team. NSG still don't have their players back. No, might be able to get one of the tags, as I don't think they have anyone around them here. The tags are actually about to expire, no? Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. I don't know if they got those tags back or not. That's, oh, dearie me. They need to lock in. Hopping on over to GNR. They're still not by any of the other teams right now. So they're good. You can see 29k GNR and NSG all landing in good snowboard areas, but unfortunately for them, there's no snowboards on the map. As we're going to hop on board to team number 19 here. Shots are going to go down. That should be a free, easy elimination from Minato onto Raw Cookie. Taking him down. It looks like they were able to wipe that entire team. And Raw are eliminated. Team number 23. See you later. 4 kills on the board here for the broskies of team 19. I believe that's a team from Azir. They should be good to stay alive for now. I don't think any team's third-partying them at all. Going on over to team 22, though. It looked like they were shooting at something, but I think they're just chilling. Trying to stay alive. There is a team in front of them. Ooh, that's a full roster in front of them. They might have to take this fight if they push right over to them. All 4 of them are up and alive here. This could be a free wipe. Oh, they're exposing themselves straight away. Interesting. We got smokes coming in, spotters coming in. Rich is right beside them. If Rich peeks that, he should die here. All 4 of them are going to push him at the same time. What? When did they allow you to shoot through that glass? Bro, what? When did Call of Duty Mobile update that? I have not tried that in many months because it never used to work. I have never seen that. When was that changed? The last time I did that, it didn't work. But to be honest, the last time I even tried to shoot through that was probably last year, so it's been at least a year since I tried to shoot that. I always just thought that they kept it the same, that you couldn't shoot through it. So there we are. Wow. Interesting. I did not know they changed that. I never shoot through that at all. There is a team above them here. This could be a bad fight for them to take. Oh, it's definitely a bad fight. It's freaking Claude above them. Oh, here we go. Double helicopters. M7 show why they're arguably the best fighting team inside of these qualifiers. They really didn't stand a chance. I mean, they didn't even get knocked. Not a single knock from M7. Just a pure dominant performance from the 3-region goated team. As we pull them up right now, they only have 4 eliminations on the board, but hey, that's all you need. This early on in the game, great stuff from them there. Unfortunately, that team got absolutely destroyed. Checking out NSG, they were able to get their entire 4-man back into the action, which is very good from them. I would love to see that Indian team, though. Zimbio, are they still alive? They are still alive. All right, Zimbio has all 4 of their remaining players up. It looks like they're going to be going against Ashina Esports down below them. That's not going to be a good team to fight, as they have played in the finals before. But I guess since they're the only Indian team, they're my favorite Indian team, are still alive here. I don't know why they dropped that helicopter. That seems like a misplay. They probably should have kept that. Is what it is. All four still alive.
Airdrop has been delivered.
Let's get Dino on board to another QTR team. Drance. We've seen him for many years playing these events. He hasn't had a good tournament in quite a while though, and it's not like looking like he's had a good tournament today either so far.
Dog tag
Going now down to check out GNR. They got 7 eliminations going into this mid game.
flight arrives.
As you can see, the circle is quite well in their favor. It's in the top of the map. But it seems like they're about to fight NSG. This is going to be a tough fight for NSG as Cavs has picked an amazing spot on the tippity top of that mountain. Oh my god. They are getting pulled apart here from the GNR roster. Number 1, unfortunately getting cracked there again. Sigma does get a self-revive, but I don't think he's going to be able to stay alive. As Lookie's going to take him down surely. Yes, he is. Now, number 1 last alive, and he is eliminated as well. NSG falling out of the competition of game number 2 almost instantly. As soon as it happens, 12 eliminations for GNR here. The team from the Philippines. Looking real good. The other Filipino team, unfortunately, are having a tough time here. 29k.
Tank has been delivered.
Only 3 eliminations, and XDS is the last alive on the roster. M7 looks like it's the team that picked them apart. How have they got up to 10 kills? The last time I checked them was moments ago and they had 4. Somehow they've wiped 2 teams in that moment. Bang. Oh my god, Nagdi, bro. Clearly one of the best African players in the world. You know, this guy was so good that the Africans didn't even let him play in tournaments. That's how good he was. Because they said he was European. He's not, he's from Egypt. But they said he was European. And they said he wasn't allowed inside of the African tournaments. I don't know if it's still like that, but he's just that damn good. And if I was African, I would be supporting a player like Nagdi, that's for sure. Also, if I was from Persia, I would be supporting a player like Matador. Bro is cooking it today. Speaking of teams who are cooking though, GNR have lost their players. Look has been eliminated and now it's all down to Kev. Don't know what this angle's looking like. Activision! Activision! Oh my god, son. He's gonna stay alive, but I mean, goddamn, this is a bad spot for GNR to be in. He might actually die here from the back. That's not looking too good. At least he have 13 kills, but he is a goner. Oh dear, QTR are gonna be able to take him down. And GNR are out. They're gonna finish the game with 13 points. It's going to bring him up to 28 points total after 2 games. It's not a bad start for the first half of these qualifiers, but it's definitely not a good start. That's for sure. The only team looking like they got a good start here are M7. And I would argue, forget about good start. This is a phenomenal start. Oh my god, what a defender play there from Nagdi. I literally just called this guy out as being one of the best African players. And he's proving it on the main stage right here. Almost absolutely cooked that guy. Oh, speaking of best players, we've got the best Indian team we've ever had inside of the competition. But don't just call them Indians because there is a Pakistani player on the roster known as Super. They have 0 kills this game though. If they die now, they finish with no points. They're going to need to make a play for something. Absolutely need to make a play here. They've spotted 1 player down below them. Easy Plays is going to try and get the quick kill on him. Not able to land any shots. Terrible accuracy for the broski. They're going to race and run this guy down. There is another team here with the third party. This is going to be bad for them. Oh, this is going to be bad. They do not want to take that peek. That's bad. They're all standing out in the open there. There we go. Taking the cliff face to their advantage. Love that a little bit more. But keep in mind, there is a lot of teams in and around them. It looks like they're fighting a Zenith roster right in front of them. They don't want to take that fight. Good stuff. They're a little bit too far in the low ground here in between a lot of different teams. Smokes are going to go down there. It looks like Vicinity is going to get killed off the zip line here. Can he get away from it? No, he can't. He's going to fall. There's going to be 4 players in front of them, 4 players in and around them. Why are we looking at this on first person, though? That's the question. Vicinity is not going to get back through a revive flight, I don't think. And these guys are not in a good position here. The drone has been used. They're taking shots from everywhere. They're in and beside 4 different rosters. They need to take this car and they need to get outside of this position ASAP. All 3 other guys need to stay alive here as long as possible. It looks like Easy Play is going to be the last to hop into the car. They're going to get out of there. Lovely jubbly. Staying alive for a little bit longer. They still have 0 kills though. So it's not looking good for our South Asian teams. As M7 have also lost players. It's only going to be 2 of them left alive. And I think Claude's going to die here. Yes, he is. Matador last alive. He's far away from his teammates, so he's probably just going to play for the med strat, maybe. He doesn't have a medic plate carrier. He actually has nothing. 0 items of utility here. Only a pistol by his side. I would opt to just play for placement at this point. If I was Matador, there is a guy right there beside him. That's not going to be good either. Needs to just stay alive. Just go into the zone. Try and hide. That's what you should do. If I were you, that's what I would do. A lot of different teams have already died here. I see GNR are out. I don't see team 2, 3, or 4 still alive. So a lot of the big time teams are eliminated. A team that isn't eliminated, though, that has made it into the finals before is this roster of Ashina. All 4 of them still alive. They aren't beside anyone, and they're just beside the zone, so they should be able to do quite well here going into this late game. Let's catch up, however, with team number 18. Never mind, the Indian and Pakistani boys are out, getting 0 points for game number 2. That's going to be terrible for their total. They're going to finish with 17 still. And it's looking like they might not qualify anymore into the finals. Another team's right beside Indrift. Don't let that distract you from the fact that Claude got back into the map here as Matador has died. Claude's now the last remaining player of M7. He is in and around like 5 different teams here. The zone's not too far. I would actually opt to just stay there. But he's going to go for the rush play here. Try and get himself into the next zone early. As it's still rotating in. This is a big open zone. There would be good strength in numbers here if he had any teammates alive, but unfortunately he doesn't. What he does have here, considering he is using a car and driving around, is the ability that once the car's weak, he can jump out and rewind instantly. So he doesn't need to take the fight if he's caught in the open. He also did just get his teammates' tags. Oh, the crash of this car is going to be bad. It is in flames now. And he dies. Somebody blew him up before he could hop out of that car. And M7 are out as well. Not before they did get quite a lot of kills, though. No placement points for them this time around. And it looks like a lot of the teams that performed well in game number 1 have died early. As we go into this end game. Ashina Esports still have all 4 of their guys alive, but only 4 kills. None of these teams
Engaging the enemies.
Are on the tippity top of the leaderboards right now. In fact, every single team that was on top of that leaderboards has been eliminated. The only other team that I could think that would be at the tippity top would be TB. Shots going down here by Rek. Is he going to be able to land a little bit more than that? Ooh, dear. Quite an inaccurate situation there from Rek. Needs to do a little bit better than that if he wants to stand a chance of making it to the finals, that's for sure. They've also lost 2 teammates here. Don't know if this is the play, bro. I think he's misplaying this. He doesn't have a gun for close range, and unfortunately that's going to cost him his life, and they are eliminated. See you later. QTR doing some good work right here. Ooh, Skywalker able to pick up another. They've lost Drance, but with 11 kills, they're looking pretty good towards the end of this game. A 15 kill win would go a long way to secure their spot into the final, so let's fingers crossed hope that they get it. Not sure where everyone else is right now, but you can see there's a couple of people on top of the hill. Wouldn't take that fight. Definitely not. As we'll go on down to team number 11. Then the other QTR team is on the other side of the zone here. They might get held off by Ashina, which is exactly what they're doing. They're holding teams off on the rotate. They're not even in the zone themselves, though, so they're going to need to find a way to get into that zone. There's actually not that many teams alive in this zone. Not that many, because it's so open, like I said before earlier in the game. It's tough to keep your team alive. And since nobody has snowboards to get in and around, it means teams are dying off early, as there's no snowboard mechanic. No snowboard gimmick, I guess you could say. QTR, team number 7. They've decided, you know what? We're going to camp. I can't even hit on that. That's going to be KFC. Otherwise known as the other QTR team. QTR KFC. Hey man, if anyone wants to get me some Kentucky Fried Chicken, I'm more than down to receive it. 3 players left alive from them. We'll hop on and check out team number 5. These guys are based out of the Americas. They've got all 4 alive. Also a decent position in the next zone. But a team that definitely is trying to get into the finals here is this Ashina roster. They've got 6 eliminations so far, and they did a really bad first game. So they need this second game to pull it up a notch. Nice defender usage for the defense. He needs to get into the zone, though. Love to see that. Gets in nicely. Bad second defender. But hopefully you can run up the side of this mountain, kill that guy to the left. Brandon takes him down, so that's going to be good for them. They're now up to 7 kills. They should take this match, if I had to guess. They have arguably the best spot in the zone with an easy rotation into next, and there's not a lot of teams beside them as they just fought and third-partied them. It's coming through to try and kill Grays from ENL. Not able to land any of them. They also have another team there. DeJennifer able to take down Sensei. This is a bad situation for them to be in. All 4 of them should have stayed alive, but DeJennifer trying to get out of that situation. Ooh, able to stay alive for a little bit longer here. Sensei stays alive as well. DeJennifer, last remaining person on their team. They are in and around multiple different teams here, though, so they're probably going to die here in just a moment. It's going to be a hard-fought battle to stay alive in between 2 different 4-mans. There they go. AFC able to take them down. No, it's a 4v4v3 in this zone. There's actually 2 QTR teams still alive here. As more knocks come through, QTR, KFC making their way in. SMRS doesn't land, surprisingly, but the Hades is being shot from all directions. Right on board the KFC roster. See you later with that SMRS. Nicely, finally hitting him. Brandon getting his kills stolen. Along with the entire Ashina roster getting their kills stolen. Shots go down, and nade comes through and is able to take down 2 of their players. They might still clutch it here as Xylo's going around that left-hand side. He needs to land the shots better than he is, and unfortunately, that might be all she wrote. A team that we're not familiar with taking game number 2, just like 31 kills.
Keep fighting.
31? Wait, what? Extreme 67 from Latin America? I haven't heard of Extreme 67 in months, if not years. What? What? 34? Well, that came out of nowhere. A 34 kill win? Are you being serious? Damn. Okay, I mean, you didn't need to flex on me that hard, bro, but 49 points after that game. I mean, they weren't even on the leaderboard going into that. They weren't even on the leaderboard at all. Unbelievable performance from a team that, I mean, we haven't heard of Extreme 67 in months, if not years, and it was a completely different team last time they were in any of our competitions. This was a completely different roster. I don't even know if it's the same clan or not, but it's a completely different starting 4 than what we've seen from a team with Extreme 67 in their name. But 34 kills and a win? I mean, they might have secured their spot into the finals just based off of that. 49 points is nuts. Haven't seen that ever from a team that we've not seen before. Man, all right, yo, good job for Extreme 67 right there, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice indeed. There you can see Ashina, they only got 8 kills. That's going to give them 18 total points, so not good for them. And then the QTR KFC team, that is a 3 kill, 7 placement point finish, 10 points total. I mean, I can't really say anything about that. The other QTR, which is the QTR main roster, they did a little bit better right there. 4th place with 13 kills. That's going to give them a good amount of points compared to the KFC team. I think they'll get 19 for that. And they'll probably go up the leaderboards a little bit, considering they only got 7 in the first game and finished 10th. You can see going down the list where the top teams actually finished. M7 dying early, but they did get a lot of wipes easily at the start of that game. So 14 points onto their total is going to give them 57 total. So not a bad start from M7. 57 points in 2 games, not bad at all. They're about, what are they, averaging about 28.5 points a game. That's a good consistent point total. You can see my favorite Indian team right there, unfortunately finishing in 13th place position. They featured teammates from India and Pakistan, finally getting along. Love to see that. Then further down the list, GNR from Philippines. I mean, come on, guys. This is not good at all with that placement. 17th place. And they got so many kills in 17th. They got 13 kills. But because they finished 17th, Not looking good, bruv. Anyway, 29K had an even worse game in game number 2 compared to their game number 1. And NSG fell off a cliff flat on their face. I wouldn't be surprised if they all decapitated themselves after that game. 0 points from them for game number 2. It looks like 29K, GNR, and NSG all not getting enough points or placing high enough from what we wanted to see from them, along with Symbio from India as well. M7, of course, they died early, kind of like GNR, but they still have in common here that they did get a lot of kills, so they should still be on the leaderboards very high up. Either way, chat, we're going to get ready to get into game number 3 of this $10,000 qualifier day 2. There is sudden death qualifiers after this, and then we will host the finals of BRL July. That's right, Battle Royale League July. That's what we're calling it from now on. In each of the Battle Royale leagues for each of the months, there will be some sort of quirk to it. So this month is, of course, the no snowboard. Previously, we've had tournaments like no bans, tournaments like, what was another one of my favorite tournaments? Wildcard duos. We had the solos event. We've had many different things allowed, like jackals being allowed in the past. And every month we'll have something different. This month, of course, is no snowboards. You're not allowed to use a snowboard inside of this tournament for this month. That goes the same for the qualifiers and the finals. There is no snowboards whatsoever. Either way, chat, we're getting ready to go into game number 3. As long as all of the teams are ready to go, we'll get straight inside of them. It's interestingly, new update here, team number 8 has been fully kicked out for trying to be manipulative with the team that they registered. They also are not streaming, so we can't see their POV either. Fortunately, team number 8 have been kicked from this qualifiers. Team number 8 are going to be MCOG. Damn, that's such a shame, bro. That's such a shame. That's going to be one of the teams from Nigeria. I'm hoping that in the future we can see some good Nigerian teams, but as it stands, it's just never happened. I will say there are some really good Egyptians from the Africa region, but just not as many good Nigerians just yet. Also, interestingly enough, we actually have a lot of Indian teams inside of this qualifier. I didn't realize this before, but I'm going to call them out right now. Team number 22 is an Indian roster. Team number 23 is also from India, and team number 24 is from India. So we actually have 4 different Indian rosters inside of this qualifier. That's a first. We've never had so many Indian teams inside of our Call of Duty Mobile Battle Royale qualifiers. I'm hoping to see some more in the future, but so far, so good. Either way, we're going to get into game number 3, chat. Game number 3. You're more than welcome to join the Discord server. If you think you have what it takes to play against the very best inside of these qualifiers and then go against the biggest and the best, you're more than welcome to join the Discord server, as we will be hosting these $10,000 competitions every month for the next 12 months. So you might as well stop by and try and enter. And if you're not good now, maybe in the next 12 months you'll become good. And then you can enter and join and try your best. Let's go. You miss OG COD before the Mythics? You know, I do miss OG COD Mobile. But not because there was no Mythics. I love the Mythics. The Mythic skins add like an extra element to the game that I absolutely love. But maybe it's just because I like skins. Like, I like flashy colors. I know that a lot of people like military skins, but I'm a big fan of flashy skins. For sure. COD has a good fan base in India. It does. It just hasn't got any good Battle Royale teams in India so far. But fingers crossed, since we've given them the opportunity to play in our tournaments, that they can practice and come out on top over the course of the next couple of months. Why is snowboard banned? It's just one of those things. Every month we pick something new to ban, and then we bring back the thing that we banned previously. We've banned shotguns in the past. We've done no bans in the past. We've banned jackal permanently in the past. We've done loads of different bans and different things. We've banned an AK-117 mythic in the past, and also just the gun in general. It's just to keep things different. We don't want to do the same tournament every single month. That's why some months in the future you're going to see some solo tournaments, you're going to see some duo tournaments, and then of course you're going to see the classic squad tournaments as we're used to seeing. It looks like a team has landed here with M7. It's a team that none of us are familiar with, called DAM. They're team number 16, chat. Team number 16. I'm going to go up the leaderboard and call out who they are. They're called Midas, and they're from Oceania. Either way, chat, I'm going to go ahead and get the scoreboards updated on your screen right now. We'll do it first over on the YouTube, and then we'll go over to do it on TikTok. But an interesting update to these scoreboards is the gap has closed between M7 and other rosters. They finished that game with 57 total points, and Extreme 67, the team from Latin America, finished with 51. They're both front runners with a significant lead. I mean, Oceania is right behind them with 30. But I mean, come on. A 21-point lead? Everyone else is around that 20-point area who wants to try and qualify. But these top two teams, I mean, they've got a surefire lead to get into the finals here for $10,000. The question is, will they be able to do it cleanly and concisely with this team wipe onto Dam? Dam is actually our only Oceania team inside of these qualifiers today. Oceania has a hard way of playing COD Mobile inside of today's qualifiers because they are so far away from any server that these qualifiers will possibly be played in. Which is a shame. But it just is what it is. Claude rotating around this side here. He knows that they're up there at the tippity top of Ecology Lab. M7 knows this place like the back of their hand, as they land here every single game. I think Dem might also know that they landed here every single game, and that's the reason why they came there, to take the fight against the best #1 team inside of these qualifiers. They want to prove that Oceania has what it takes to go against the very best. I'm not sure if they do, to be quite honest with you. As for now, however, we'll hop on over to NSG, as they seem to be in a little bit of a fight between a different roster. Sigma's pushing up over on front, but it looks like Flix is able to take down another Sigma. Now looking to get an easy kill with the shotgun. Surely? No, he keeps his M4 out. Can't believe he kept that gun out. Should have used his buy 15 there, but it doesn't matter anymore. NSG up to 7 eliminations. Oh my god. 7 eliminations straight off the bat. They've already got 7 times the points as last game. Persian goes down. That's going to be another Middle Easterner falling on the main stage. 8 eliminations. They've wiped 2 teams off the bat here. Great start from them inside of game number 3. Going down over to GNR now. This is our fan favorite team from the Philippines. Good job. What's up, Gemini? How you doing, bro? I actually see you on Twitter from time to time, brother. If that is the same Gemini. You talking about the CDL. WFizz, bro. WFizz, RIP Optic, for real. They only have 3 eliminations right now, but that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all for the start of this game. Considering M7 have decided not to take that fight in Ecology Lab against Dam. Maybe they'll come back here as they've gotten some loot. I'm not too sure what way this will go, though. You can see Zimbiote did fall down the leaderboards, unfortunately, quite significantly there. It is what it is for them. They need to have a big game this time around. Speaking of big games, we should check them out in just a moment. But first, let's see if Nagdi has what it takes to kill this team with his boys. The man from Egypt making a big statement here. Defender goes down. Nice defender play on the defense, but there is another player over there to his left-hand side. Claude's going to rotate over and around the back. Ooh, this is going to be a good fight. Nagdi takes down one. Claude is behind them here. Shots go down from the Lackman. Easy kill. Indian Pro going to get eliminated. Rewind goes in, but it's not going to be enough. M7 losing Claude here. Hopping on board with Nagdi again. It should be a free kill from him. Ooh! Hey, yo! The Indian roster coming in hard, but unfortunately Matador's going to come through and an Nagdi, and unfortunately they have been eliminated. Looks like Dam came in from behind with the third party. You can see them pushing up here from below. Oye going up first, has the car in hand. M7 could get wiped here, chat. They could get wiped. They just revealed their positions. Dam's gonna come up right now. Shot's gonna go down right onto them. Rui's gonna rotate back. Zan's able to take down one, and M7 are left with 1 player remaining, as Zan's able to wipe them all off. Oceania making a little bit of a statement. We've never seen an Oceania team do good in any global tournament. This could be the first time it happens, though, right here and now. 3 kills on the board. All 3 of them coming from behind. Matador probably able to make it out of here, if I had to guess. Gonna go the long way around to try and get these tags, which could help him, as they might end up leaving them. If I was that Oceania team, I wouldn't leave them, though. That's for sure. 29k on the opposite side of the zone have lost 3 of their players. The last player alive will be Alien. That's not good at all, but it looks like he's running straight towards that Zimbio Indian roster. They don't have any kills. 29k really falling short this time around.
Time for a fire sale.
Not doing good at all, and it looks like they're going to die right here. See you later. Oh, yes. Love it's from India. Able to take down Alien. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And your boys from the Philippines are out, but don't let that distract you from the actual main stage Filipino team. GNR here with 7 eliminations at the start of this game. Now we're heading into the mid-game. And to be honest, oh yeah, a lot of teams have that middle of the zone. They're going to wait and see where they need to go next. So it looks like NSG has taken my advice, and they've actually went to the middle of the zone nowadays. We'll have to see if they get the next middle. It's about to close in here in a few seconds, and then we'll be able to see. We're about 8 minutes into this game so far, so we're definitely heading into the mid-game now.
Airdrop has been delivered.
The zone has been shown, and NSG do have the zone. If they can bring cars over to the top of a state, they'd be in a good spot off rotation as well, as they'll use the cliff faces and the buildings to their advantage. I'd make the argument that they're probably the best setup here, as they still have all 4 of their teammates alive. M7 still with only 1 player alive. Oh, damn, I have watched this. They do have eyes on the tags here. That's not going to be too good for Matador. He was able to get Claude back, but it doesn't look like he can get anyone else back. The Oceania team Dem's not able to pick them off. Matador stays alive, gets back Claude into the action.
Airdrop has been delivered.
DNR also rotating their way through into the zone.
Has been delivered.
Taking a quick peek at QTR KFC. They're far out of the next zone that they need to go into. That's not going to look too good. They'll need to rotate in there quickly. How about the actual real QTR team? These guys only have 3 eliminations as well, so quite a lackluster amount of eliminations for the teams that did good in game number 2. It does look like the teams that did good in game number 1, however, have came back and performed better this time around.
Fire sale.
SMRS across the map would be crazy. Double SMRS across the map. Oh dear, they're targeting this Indian team. For sure. That's going to be IL. They have the full team left alive. Not looking too bad here. You could make something work if they had some long-range guns, but it doesn't look like they do. There's only one of them that has a sniper, and that's going to be Troy. He knows they're around there, but that fight doesn't really make sense to take, so he doesn't need to peek it. Ooh, there is teams down on below him, though. He could get a nice little knock onto one of these players with this DLQ Mythic.
Airdrop has been delivered.
Holy, we love Mythics. Hashtag COD Mobile Partner. You can download the game using the link in the description of the YouTube stream down below. Absolutely love to see it. And he land a shot here. Not able to do it just yet. Might end up losing any kind of advantage he had if he can't get a knock here. It's not looking like he's going to get one. I'll be honest. He's not landing any shots. Who is that over there? Ronaldo. Okay. The World Cup's over, my G. Hopping on over to the other Indian roster here. This is going to be Zimbio. They had a terrible game too. Luckily for them, this time around, they have 5 eliminations at the start. Of course, as soon as I click off Troy, he gets a knock with the sniper. Unbelievable timing there. That's what we call Call of Duty timing, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there is players that have landed right up on them. Who's it going to be? It's a team we're not familiar with here, ladies and gentlemen. Shot's going to go down onto Batsy. He's going to try and make a play here. Lovely jubbly from both sides. SMRS landing, but he does get a lot of shots onto the SMRS player. Defender's going to go down from the SDN roster. They are using the low ground here. Not sure if that's the move. They're actually going to rotate off of it. Wow, they gave up platform? Oh dear, that's not good. In and around multiple different teams here. By 15 in hand. Terrible shots from Dexo. Oh dear, India not looking too good right now. Legot's trying to get away as well. Doesn't want to take that fight. Looking at Tyler. Both teams opting to use the hacker here, so there will be no more ability usage. Tyler and Troy trying to get away. Looks like they're going to stay alive for a little bit longer. They spotted another player. That's going to be Martinez, as Troy will probably see him here on the side. He's went too far down the mountain. That's going to be bad. Shot's finally going in. Love to see that. That's going to be their second kill, hopefully, if they can confirm it, unless that team does third party from above that hill.
Enemy eliminated.
There we are. The third party's going to come in here probably in just a second. Never mind, they haven't paid attention to it. Zaiwu camping in the corner hasn't given the call out to his teammates either. There's multiple different teams around them right now, and we're going to hop on board with the QTR's positioning, as they have all 4 players left alive, 3 kills on the board. It's going to be a third party from the Indians. Oh my god, Sinner just got absolutely smoked on the main stage. As Hopesy is trying to make his way through. Shot goes down, gets the full kill. Ooh, lovely hop up here onto Zaiwu. Can he land the shots? Yes, he can. Hopesy. Unbelievable play from the entire QTR roster. But that third party's right there in its prime. These guys are from India. They're going to make the play right now. Defender comes down, flashes every single remaining player on IL. And they're going to rotate down the mountain. Use the cliff lower area to their advantage. Hopesy still making the play to go quickly up and around to them. Not going to help them though. And that's going to be all she wrote for IL as they get eliminated by hacks. These players now have 9 eliminations going into this end game. 14 teams left. You can see the next zone on the screen. No people even close beside them as they try to use the hacker. Checking out that other Indian roster, known as Zimbio. They still have all 4 alive and 5 eliminations. So they're looking good for now. On the side of the Philippines, though, Claude has been spotted. M7 do have 3 players alive. He rewinds back and it's probably going to die here out in the open. See you later. Kev's able to take down Claude with the Hades custom. 10 eliminations for GNR. This is a good game 3. They just need to stay alive and make sure they guarantee themselves some placement points. M7. Game number 2 and 3. They've been falling by the wayside. Maybe they hit their prime in game 1. And we'll see a continuous decline for the rest of the qualifiers. That's the question now, is will they even qualify? They're currently first, but they did not do too well last game either, and they've been losing their grip on it for quite some time. NSG, on the other hand, did have a bad game too, but they're looking to shape up nicely here for game number 3. These guys are, of course, based out of the Americas. Their only problem here would be if Zimbio can get around without them spotting him. I don't know if that's going to be possible. Surely NSG see these Indians and Pakistani players just below them. They might get through with this. Oh, never mind. They've been spotted. NSG spots easy. Super and Love trying to make it through as well. They're deciding, you know what? We're not going to go for that fight. We're not even going to look at them anymore. And I think they might get a free rotation here. I think they will get a free rotation. Yeah. Good job. 5 eliminations. And a free rotation. QTR are actually rotating behind NSG. This could be a nice little third-party position here, as NSG have now opened a fight against Zimbio. Will they take it? They're not going to. They're right beside the zone, so they decided they don't want to take that fight whatsoever. Zimbio, on the other hand, are forced to take this fight. They're being held out of the zone here. Easy plays in a 1v4 with a shotgun. Not going to land any shots, unfortunately. Super and Lovitz last alive in the team. Trying to play for some sort of placement point now. But QTR are right behind NSG. And they could easily get a nice little pick here with the SMRS. One of their players has it. 2 of them have it. Goes down, able to land it. No-no's first to get knocked. Retaliatory SMRS as well from NSG. GNR on the other side of the hill as well. NSG in and amongst 2 of the best teams inside of the qualifiers. This is a terrible rotation for them. That's what happens if you get too aggressive. You put yourself in bad situations. Flix is going to die as well. And it looks like number 1 is one of the last remaining players here still alive and not knocked. He doesn't have a good gun for close range, so he needs to take this fight quickly, and it's not going to happen. Sigma, last remaining player, and he's outside of the zone for now. GNR can easily push him out of here, as they are a team that are trying to qualify into the finals. He does have a ninja to try and ninja his way through the zone, but it's not looking too good for him. No, definitely dying here. There's nothing he can do about this situation. As you can see, the player Lovitz from India staying alive, just trying to play for some sort of placement points, as the rest of his team have died. See you later. QTR making their way into zone as well. Will they get a good spot? I'm not sure if that's even possible. This estate final zone is an absolute killer to deal with. M7 somehow managing to stay alive for this long. Can't believe they're still up. Only 3 kills though. For now. As it looks like that team Extreme 6-7, who won game number 2, still have their players alive. With 6 eliminations here. Big time players of the future potentially. Can they make some big time plays? Only 3 of them remaining. They do have 7 kills though. They look to have a pretty decent spot for now. I think they actually even have the zone. They do have the zone. They just need to hold their ankles. That Oceania team that we did watch earlier have done really well this time around. 9 eliminations. Can't believe that nade didn't blow up Poyi. That is unbelievable. That should have definitely knocked him, but here we are, finally getting knocked. A double kill from GNR. That's going to be lucky with the double kill. He's going to ninja right inside there. Boom, bang, bop, badabapo, pow. And that team has just been absolutely crucified. Zen being the last guy alive. He's in a completely different house for now. He's trying to get some sort of placement points here. If he finishes 10th, he'll get 1, and they'll be on 10 points for the game. Whether that's likely is another conversation, as he doesn't even have a medic plate carrier. This is the team that we were saying before. They got so many points last game with a 34 kill win. It looks like it's going to be a little less killing this time around, but they're still going to try and take the win, as it seems GNR are having a game for themselves here. 16 total eliminations. All 4 of their team are up, but they do not have zone for the next safe zone. Seiko's been spotted here on the top of this roof. Shots are going to go down onto him. It looks like Lucky's going to kill him from the side here. Yes, he does. And GNR, 17 eliminations. What are you guys doing? Team number 5, hello? You know what? It's right at the end, so I can understand why people are camping. As this next zone is going to close into the final zone. 9 teams still in this final zone. A very competitive game, number 3. It's collapsing in itself. This is the final zone you're going to see, ladies and gentlemen. Who's going to die first, though? That's the question. A lot of teams inside of this estate house. Estate first revealed in Modern Warfare 2 over a decade and a half ago. M7 are inside this house. They're arguably one of the better fighting teams inside of this tournament, but can they fend off this full GNR roster from the Philippines? I don't know if it's likely, as they're coming in from all different angles here. Matador's trying to fend himself off as well. Shots are about to come down here from Claude. He doesn't know that there's a player there. He's going to die first. What about Matador? Can he say something from Persia? He does have that buy 15. Going to go into the bathroom for now. I like this play from Matador. Andrew also split up. He's using the basement. The whole team from GNR are inside of the house. There is a player from Dam down there as well. Shots go down, able to get a full kill with the AK-117. Dam's going to peek him as well. Andrew falls, and that leaves only 1 player. Matador goes as well. GNR, 3 players left alive. 20 eliminations. A real good performance from them. Still 5 teams left. This is literally the final zone, bro. There's no zone smaller than this zone. Like, it doesn't even appear on my map. That's how small this zone is. Unbelievable. We have 5 teams still alive as the zone is closing over to nothing. There is literally no zone left after this closes over. That is it. And there's still 5 teams left up in it. Quite the qualifier game here for the $10,000 BRL July tournament. If I had to guess for a team to win it, I would guess GNR. They have the high ground to work with here. The only team standing in their path is Extreme 6-7. Also, check out that Indian player. He's still alive. Lovitz. He's probably going to die here. Not before he takes down Drance. Excellent gameplay there from Lovitz. I don't think he has what it takes to win this, but I mean, come on. The Indians making them proud right now. I think this is going to go in the way of GNR as expected. They're able just to wipe that team easily off the final zone. Extreme 6-7, I believe, dying in 2nd place, but still a good performance from them. GNR coming out on top right there from the Philippines with a great amount of kills. As we pull up this final scoreboard, they should end with middle 20s in terms of total kills. And since they placed first place, they'll get 15 points for placement. So they'll end up getting 38 total points for that game. And considering that going into game number 3, they were on 28, they've essentially over doubled their points and should be in the top 3. So that could be our only Filipino team to get straight into the finals, unless we see something out of 29k, but it's not looking likely. They didn't go into that game in the top 10. They finished outside the top 10. And I mean, come on, man. It's been disappointing from 29k today, to say the least. Good job from Dem over there from the Oceania region. Also, great stuff from my favorite Indian team, team number 18, Zimbio. These guys finished off with 7 eliminations in the 3rd place finish. That'll give them about 14 total points. So they actually... they'll go up the leaderboards, but I don't know if they have what it takes yet to get into the top 3 and qualify. But who knows, in the next coming few months, they may be able to do a little bit better each time around in the qualifiers and possibly get into the finals sometime soon. QTR also finishing in 5th place. They were able to get, looks like not too bad amount of kills. 9 kills right there, eh? They're looking okay. M7, terrible performance in terms of kills, but they still got 6th place, so they will go up the leaderboard, probably maintaining their number 1 position, unless I can check Extreme right here, as they did get 11 kills in a 2nd place, 21 points. I think they've lost it, ladies and gentlemen. I think Extreme 6-7 from the Latam region are going to be our new leaders in terms of total points. M7 should be 2nd, and then if I had to guess, I would put GNR in there at 3rd. Going down the leaderboard, you can see where NSG finished. They actually got a lot of kills this time around as well. 13 kills in a 10th place position will give them 14 points. That will bring them up to about 39 total, which I don't think is enough to get them even close to the top 3 right now, so they'll need to do a little bit better than that going forward into this final game. We're going to need a big game from NSG in this final 4th match. Further down the leaderboard, you can see Ashina. Those guys have fallen off completely. They're definitely not going to qualify with a performance that gives them 0 points. They were 3rd going into game number 3 there, but that's going to drop them out of the top 5, I would say. Maybe even down to like 7th or 8th because of that game. Terrible for them. 29k again. They're going to get 0 points from 29k there. Not good whatsoever. And then right down to the bottom of the leaderboard, you can see there's a couple of Persian teams in there, a couple of Indian teams in there just underperforming, and a Latam team as well. TB, we seen them on the leaderboards earlier. They dropped down to 9th place, and they had a terrible game number 3 as well. So a lot of bad performances, but most importantly, a lot of good performances from the Philippines, from India, and from Latin America. Good job from everyone involved right there. We're going to get ready for our 4th and final game, ladies and gentlemen. 4th and final game. The decider of who gets to play against the very biggest and the very best teams inside of Call of Duty Mobile's Battle Royale League. Woo! I like that name, chat. Yeah, the BRL. You know the vibes, chat. You know the vibes. Guys, what tournament is this? It is BRL July. So this is the qualifiers for the finals, which will be held later this month. I'll actually probably put up a qualifiers post once it gets approved by COD Mobile, possibly in my next stream. It's Monday today, and between me and you, they don't really check the posts in the weekend, so that's why there hasn't been an official post for it, but there should be one up tomorrow. And I may also get the Hurricane Mythic tomorrow, chat. That's something that I want to do. Not gonna lie, get the Hurricane Mythic. I still haven't got it. For that brand new FSS Hurricane, chat. I still have not got it, so I'll get that tomorrow. Probably on stream. Do a little bit of multiplayer, potentially. A little bit of multiplayer would be absolutely lovely. Haven't played it in quite some time. Either way, I mean, Zimbio from India could be our best Indian team of all time. We'll have to wait and see. Appreciate everyone following, like Lena, Papi Chulo, Adrian, and everyone subscribing over there on YouTube. Yeah, the quirk this time around is that the snowboard is banned. Getting into game number 4. This is the 4th and final game, chat. The 4th and final game. What tournament is this? I see the title. It's a qualifier. Is it organized by region? No, the qualifiers are every region in each qualifier. I would love to do another regional tournament like we have done in the past, but we'll have to wait and see if we actually do something like that in the future again. What's up, Apollo? Long time no see, brother. What's up, brother? It is the qualifiers, absolutely. This is going to be the 4th and final game. This will be the decider of which regions and which teams are making it into the finals from these qualifiers. W game, W Gemini, broski. If you'd like to participate next time, you're more than welcome to do so. You are more than welcome. As we're getting into game number 4, which is our final game, I'm going to go ahead and update the leaderboards for you guys. TikTok, I'm going to give you guys it first because I've given YouTube it first for the last 2. Bang. And YouTube, don't worry, it's coming on over to you as well. Strong lead there from Extreme. I'm actually surprised GNR has taken over M7. They have taken over M7, and if they survive well this game, they've definitely qualified. By the looks of things, it seems like the qualification teams could be M7, which is a mixed regional team. They have Africans, they have Europeans, and Middle Easterners all under the same team, which is super cool to see. GNR, which is a Filipino team, all Filipinos. So if you're from Philippines, you should be supporting those guys. And then Extreme 6-7, which is a Latin American team. So we have really top 3 teams right now are looking like they are massively mixed regional. There's not one specific region standing out as far as points go here. NSG falling a little bit further behind M7. Then we got QTR. Zimbio from India further down that list in the top 6. Remember, any team from 4th to 10th will get to play in the sudden death qualifiers, which is another 2 spots that they can possibly qualify to. Then after the sudden death qualifiers, all the teams have been picked and qualified, and it will be the finals. Either way, let's go into the game and start watching some of the teams that could qualify. Ooh, a nice little kill there from number 1. NSG need to have a big game here, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks like that has potential to happen, as they've been able to pick up 2 kills off the spawn. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 4th and final game. The 4th and final game of these qualifiers. For people asking about if their country can join, of course, you can join from any country. I've said this so many times in the past. I do not discriminate. As much as your creators from a particular region that I'm not going to name like to think I discriminate against them, I don't. And if I did, I wouldn't let the region into the tournaments ever, because they're my tournaments and I can do what I want. But the fact of the matter is, I let in every region. I don't discriminate against race or ethnicity, and I want to have the community all come together and play in these $10,000 tournaments, because that's why I set them up in the first place. Either way, looking down over on the GNR, they are up to qualify here. They do have 66 total points. They're not safe yet. A team like NSG or QTR could have a banger of a game here and step up right past them, but it will really come down to GNR whether they can stay alive long enough to guarantee themselves a little bit of points. I'd say the only team that is probably safe is Extreme. Even if they died at the start of this game, they should be able to finish in at least 3rd. So if you're a fan of Latam America, then you should be a fan of Extreme 67. They're sharing loot right now. I'm going to go ahead and watch where Team 18 landed. Not familiar with Zimbio. We've never really seen them inside of a tournament before, but they're doing pretty good here. And it looks like they're going to go against TB, which is going to be T-Burr. Opting to go down by the buy station. There could be an opportunity here for them to get a couple of picks. And I know they want to. Remember, snowboard has been banned. So the teams that actually land up here don't actually have a snowboard advantage anymore for doing so. I don't think this fight's going to take place as the other team's rotating out and around, but we'll have to wait and see just for another moment. As it seems like, yeah, as expected, they're probably going to rotate away from this, take their loot, and get out of here. We'll go ahead and watch a team that is also possibly going to qualify, being NSG. They've lost one of their players through a knock right now, but they did good last game. Can they do good this game again? Flix unfortunately has been knocked here. Number 1 using his rewind to his advantage, but this is not looking like a good fight for him to take. As there's a player right beside him. Sigma also getting taken down here. That's going to be QTR KFC. Sigma barely staying alive here. SMRS is going to get 1. No-No's last alive. Sigma, number 1, and Flix all dead. Does scan his teammates' tags in time there. A good job from number 1. Sigma the second to die. Flix the first to die on the team this time around. These guys are trying to qualify through here now. They're very close to doing so, but they need to have a big time game here. 5 eliminations this early on is good. It's a good amount of eliminations. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a good amount of eliminations. They just need to keep up that same pace. If they could win this game, they will qualify into the finals.
Airdrop has been delivered.
However, going on, looking at M7, they are able to pick up a single elimination over towards the middle of the map. They're going to be fighting Dam again. They fighted Dam earlier in the competition. Shots going down from the Ram. Great accuracy from Claude on the default Ram. Not bad at all. Gonna hop over to Andrew since he's further up. He's able to get a knock there onto Primo. See you later, Primo. Two of the players from Dam still alive. There's 2 eliminations on the side of M7.
Incoming.
NSG get back 3 of their players, but remember,
Airdrop.
number 1 is surrounded by multiple different rosters here. We're going to hop on board to Team 19 to see what they're able to do in this situation against QTR KFC. Looks like there's actually a 3rd team in and amongst this. Oh my god, there's so many teams up and around this. If NSG could get their team down here, they could pick up a nice little 3rd party and maybe get 4 extra kills from this. It's just dependent on whether or not they feel confident
Active and scan
to
successfully.
do so. Oh wow, there is so many teams over here. Another team's already been wiped, but look, there's still multiple different teams in and around this area of Outpost. GTR KFC rotating outside the back of Outpost. You guys have stayed alive for a little bit longer. ENL Gray still up. I can't believe Sinner's still alive. How did he stay alive through all of that? There was 3 teams shooting him at the same time. I'm not sure how he did that, but he must have rewind on or something. NSG need to get their teammate back. Not too much time left on it. Somebody with rewind would be a big help, but it doesn't look like any of them have rewind, which is not good. No rewind for the team. Blix has spotted a couple of players down below him. His teammate's going to give his position away, I think. No.
Airdrop has been
Gonna be able to get a frag onto Grays. That's very good from him. They need to get that tag. There's really no time left for it. Bad movement there from No. Flix is going to go in for it, though. Sigma also wanting to go in for it. Ninja misses it. Is able to get it this time. Can he get the tag? Yes, he does. All 4 of the players from NSG do get back into the action. They have 6 eliminations here.
airdrop incoming.
They are catching up on those top 3 teams, M7 and GNR. GNR have 0 points this game so far because they don't have a singular kill.
Airdrop has been delivered.
There's a player over and around NSG. Right above him. I don't think they're going to take that fight. That's going to be QTR KFC. NSG are going to rotate away from this. They don't want to take that whatsoever. They need to stay alive and make sure they finish first or top 3 with a bunch of kills in order to qualify. Up and onto a team that's definitely in contention to qualify is M7. Their 3 eliminations this game brings them up to 2nd place. 2nd place, whereas on the other side, Extreme 6-7,
Has been delivered.
8 eliminations. These guys are on top going into this game, and they're going to maintain their top spot for now. Sitting at 80 points total after these eliminations are added on. Only 15 teams remain. A lot of teams dying early inside of this game. A lot of teams need to rush and get as many points as they possibly can. Seems like that's exactly what they're going to be doing here.
1 minute.
Going now on over to Minato. They're barely inside of the zone. There's nobody around them for now. So we'll check out my favorite Indian team. They're going to be fighting QTR Sippers in a 1v2 situation, a 1v3 situation. That's going to be a bad one from him. Great accuracy, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough. SMRS shots across the map, not going to land in anything. Going to be a 4v2 here from Zimbao. These guys were 6th place going into this game. Vicinity stays alive. Luckily for him, Easy Plays is just trying to play his life, but that's not going to happen. Smoke Bomber is in play, but I don't think it's going to be enough to keep him alive. He's going to die instantly. Vicinity still up and at him. Stripper comes back through the revive flight, but they have 0 kills, and this is going to look real bad here for my favorite Indian roster.
Airdrop.
Heading on over to QTR. They're trying to find Vicinity. They were able to make him one shot, but not get the knock or the kill earlier. 7 eliminations. Not too bad from them. They are 5th place going into this game, so they could still qualify here alongside NSG. Zimbio, on the other hand, I don't think they have what it takes this time around. But I believe they'll get into the sudden death qualifiers, which will be quite good. Give them another chance. As they're rotating down over the map. Don't know where any of these players are, though. They're going to walk right past them. Oh, never mind. They find him. See you later. Nice shotgun pump. And there we go. Drance able to take him down. And Zimbio losing their third player. They have Super still alive, but I mean, come on. They are not looking good here. NSG have 6 eliminations. Whereas the QTR team that is trying to qualify have 8. So QTR are 1 point ahead of them. It's between GNR, M7, NSG, and QTR on which teams will qualify. M7 have already lost a player against Extreme 6-7. Claude also dying here. M7 only have 2 players remaining. They had a great first game, but the rest of the competition for them has been lackluster. Matador now in a little bit of a fight. He's trying to get the full kill over onto him. Not able to do so. Matador dies. Nagdi, last alive, the player from Egypt. He could get Andrew back in a revive flight here and now, but whether that's going to happen is a question that we don't know the answer to. Looks like he's staying alive as GNR have played distraction for them. And there comes M7, Nagdi's teammate, back in action. Andrew's going to come back in that revive flight. Extreme 6-7 keep all of their players alive with 11 kills. Not too bad. Looking real good right now. Looks like Zimbio also getting their teammates back into the action, but they have 0 kills. So it's not looking likely that they'll make it into the finals whatsoever. Whatsoever, ladies and gentlemen. Hard-fought battle, but I don't think they have what it takes anymore. Possibly in a future tournament qualifiers, though. Seems like Nagdi got into a little bit of a fight there, and he got eliminated instantly. Andrew, the car is one shot. There's a team right behind him. M7 are going to go down early here. Andrew's last alive. He's trying to use his skills to his advantage. I don't think he has enough skills. And that is unfortunately going to be M7 dead, finishing the tournament with 71 points, as they were able to get 6 kills before they died there. No placement points for them, unfortunately, but a 71 point total is going to be okay. I wouldn't say it guarantees their qualification, though, and I said going into this, they were my favorites. Game number 1, they dominated, and every game after, they played mediocre. 29K have had a terrible day at the office this time around. They're not even in the top 10. They're trying to get through to the sudden deaths here, even just get into that top 10 to do so. Whether they'll be able to do it is a whole other question as well. NSG, on the other hand, trying to catch up to M7 now. They are currently on 47 points. So they need 24 more. They need to win this game and get some more kills. Win a game and get 9 more kills. It's definitely possible. A 17 kill win. It's in the realm of possibility here, ladies and gentlemen. As there's teams right in front of them. Flick's looking back for his roster, trying to see where they're at. Looking for a third-party situation to do. Don't know if they're going to be early enough for this third party. They need to make it happen if they want to qualify here. It has to happen, and unfortunately it hasn't came through. They should have pushed on that while they were fighting. The push hasn't came through. All 4 of their players are going to be full health again when the next fight takes place, and it's not looking too good for them. Sigma landing shots. SMRS goes down. No, actually able to land the SMRS, so the push could come through. Sigma gonna be the entry fragger here. Doesn't spot the player, turns on the other one from behind. Never mind. Player's gonna get knocked. That's not gonna be good for Sigma. Shots come through, surely. Zywoo goes down here from Flicks. Not gonna happen. Still a revive flight able to happen here. Lovely defender, but Flicks might still fall. Dinner. Third party comes through, not able to steal the kill from Extreme 6-7. And now NSG falling on the main stage. Only 1 player left alive. This is not looking good for Flicks. Not sure if they have what it takes to get through here. Hopping onto the both side of QTR. 17 eliminations. We were looking over there at NSG, but I mean, come on. QTR was 17. They were on 38 points. This brings them up to a grand score of about 55 so far. And remember, they need 72 to qualify straight past M7 into the finals. They only need 16 more points this game. Oh, no. The Indian roster of Zimbio does land an unbelievable SMRS here. Smoke's coming down from Drance to try and keep his teammates alive. One of them doesn't have self-revive either. The push is going to come through India versus the Middle Eastern teams. This is not looking good at all. Defender gets used as well. Easy Plays is going to be first knocked there. Drance still has full health. Spots a player right beside him. It's going to be Love Hits from India. Shots go down. Can he turn on him? No, we can't. Love it. It's going to fall as well. Still taking shots outside of the zone vicinity. Does make it through. Shots coming down with the AK-117, but the other QTR KFC team is coming in from the side. Ninja's keeping him alive for a little bit longer, but there is a team right beside him. It's going to be Supermo, I think, right beside him. He's going to go down as well. Not going to be Supermo. His name's just Super. A little bit of a confusing name right there. But Hacks still up for now. Doesn't have any teammates to help him stay alive. 20 points on the board just from kills. That's bad. Extreme 6-7 right beside him. Another QTR roster are in front of him. He's just trying to make it into the zone. Doesn't want to go to the left-hand side here. He probably should just stay alive here. He's a big-time player making a big-time play if possible. NSG got their whole team back, though. That's going to be good for them. No placement points have been found for any team so far. That tree's looking nice, but there's a team there, so you can't really take it. He's going to get shot from the side here, and it's going to be Extreme 6-7 taking the shots onto him. It's starting to look really bad for Hacks here. His teams aren't able to get back in the revive flight, and he's the last player alive. This might be all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Shouldn't be taking any fights here, as he'll get third party from all angles. Hacks. He's up to play spoiler on that other roster. Oh dear, it's not looking likely. Shots go down, kills one. Knocks a second, there is a guy to his right. SMRS, no! That would have been absolutely godlike. NSG still alive as well, though. If they finish this game first with a couple more kills, they could qualify. As it stands, I don't think QTR made it. They could not catch up with M7. No, NSG know they need to get a lot of points. Sinner is standing right behind them. Shots go down. Lovely push here from NSG. Sinner may come through the back, though, and play a little bit of a spoiler role. We'll have to see if he does it. Nope, he's going to stay alive, using his ninja to get into the zone. 11 kills from this team. Not able to do much more than that, though. Unfortunately, he's probably going to die here. I don't see a position in which he stays alive. NSG have lost one of their teammates. Sinner does die outside of the zone, not giving the kill to NSG. That's terrible. They would have loved to have had that kill. They need to use a defender or something right here to stay alive. They don't have a defender on the cards for now. Nice shots here from both NSG players. Blake's able to land a couple, able to get a knock as well. They need a little bit more kills here if they want to stand a chance of winning a spot into the finals. Raw beside them. This is going to be a team from India. Able to take down NSG. No. Smoke comes through. They've got a defender and a rewind to deal with. This is a tough job, a tough ask for the remaining players of NSG trying to make their way into the qualification stage. Go straight to the finals. If they aren't able to do it, there might be a sudden death qualifier on the cards for them, but I mean, come on. Raw hasn't done too well today. They should be able to take down this team. Blix knows when they're going to push. He's got the defender in hand. Do they have the next zone? They don't. This next zone's all out in the open. It's going to be slightly RNG whether or not NSG make it to the finals. They need more kills and a win. Defender goes down. Able to land shots on the Raw AJ. He needs his teammate beside him. No, he doesn't. Able to take down one. Able to take down two. There we go. Wipe comes through. Now up to 14 eliminations. He does have his teammate by his side. Another smoke coming down. Great smoke usage. Good trigger discipline not to use that smoke earlier inside of this game. Kevs dies outside his zone. That's going to be good for NSG, but they do need more kills. And that's not looking good there and now. There's only 2 teams left. One of them's dying outside of the zone as well. It's going to be a 3v2. Landing a snipe, not going to happen. And I don't think NSG have done it. They're going to finish second place with 14 kills. That'll give them around 24 points. And I don't think that's going to be what they needed in order to qualify into the finals. We'll have to wait and see what comes through with the final scoreboard, but I'm not sure if they did it here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll have to do some quick math on that, but I really don't think they had what it takes to get straight into the finals. Remember, the top 3 teams go into the finals for the qualifiers, and then the 4th through 10th team are sent to sudden death qualifiers, where they have one final shot to try and get it into the finals between some of the best and biggest teams in the world. Pulling up this scoreboard right here, you can see NSG were able to get 24 points off of that game, which is going to give them 63. I don't believe that is what they needed. I think they needed a little bit more points than that. Looking on over to GNR, they've definitely qualified with 0 kills in game number 4, but the points themselves are going to get them into the finals regardless. I think 4th place finish, that should guarantee them, what, 6 points? They're going to go up to 72. The main question, though, is how did Extreme 6-7 do that game? We didn't really see them too much. They finished in 3rd place, and they were able to get 21 total kills. That's going to give them a solid 28 points total, which will end their day on 100 total points. If you had to ask me, I think 6-7, GNR Legacy, and M7 are going to be going straight through into the finals of the BRL July $10,000 tournament. NSG came close. I think QTR also came close, but I don't think they had what it took to take down M7 towards the end there, even with M7 performing so poorly towards the end of the 4-game finish. GNR, of course, getting through with their whiskers there towards the end. 0 kills. At least they survived long. I think it was Kevs that actually stayed alive as long as he did there towards the end. And he also had a medic plate carrier too, so he was just staying outside his zone, coming in very slowly. You go further down the list, you can see Raw from India. They got 5 eliminations in that game. And further down the leaderboard, you can see some of the other teams. Zimbio did terrible. 29k also doing pretty poorly. QTR, I mean, they could have just qualified through that game, but unfortunately they did get third-partied by the other QTR KFC team and ending up dying in 10th place. You can see there, 15th place was M7. Further down the leaderboard, you can see Ashina died early as well. IL dying early. A lot of the Indian teams not doing too well that time around. Actually, I don't think any of them did good whatsoever, except for Raw. They were able to survive quite a long time, but not getting many kills, so I don't know if you could call that a good game. Team number 5 would be Pegasus right there towards the end. I mean, they didn't really do too well today, but at least they won one of the games. Ain't that right? Absolutely. They were able to win one of the games inside of the 4-game series, so at least they ended on a high note. That's for sure. How to participate, you can join the Discord server and register a team. It's really that easy. You just need to be 18 plus. Godlike top 1, let's go. Godlike top 1 for what? Godlike top 1 for what? My scrumdiddlyumptious. M7 qualified, question mark? I think so. If I had to guess, I would say that Extreme 6-7, GNR Legacy, and M7 all qualified into the finals here of the BRL July. We'll have the finals date posted tomorrow as soon as it is approved. Mandan can let me know about that, if it is approved already or not. I'm not sure if it is. I don't think it is, to be honest. I don't think it is. Ah, it is. Okay, so we'll get that posted for you guys tomorrow to see when everything is going on. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. There are MP Pratry. There are Persians inside of the tournament, of course. We don't discriminate. I've said that so many times. Like, literally, you can say any country you want. And if you want them in the tournament, they can join. There's not a single country that I don't let in these tournaments. Literally everyone can join into them. Getting the scores added up right here, and then we'll give you the official list of who got into the sudden death qualifiers, which will be held this week. I believe the sudden death qualifiers will be on Wednesday and Thursday. And then who will be in the final straight away through these qualifiers, which I think is Extreme 6-7, GNR Legacy, and M7. NSG missing out on it by about like 8 or 7 points. And then I think it's going to be Extreme. Then it's going to be GNR. And then it's going to be M7. If I had to guess, I think that's going to be exactly what it is. And there's going to be 1 point between GNR and M7. And then Extreme 6-7 did get a nice girthy lead on everyone else. I mean, a really solid lead. We haven't really heard about these guys with this current roster ever, really. Either way, you can see the scoreboard for the YouTube stream. I'm about to update it up on your screen. We'll replace the old scoreboard and just put a nice little graphic right there for you guys. That's going to be the official scores from today on your screen over on YouTube. Don't worry, TikTok, because they're about to go on your screen as well. As expected, Extreme 6-7 coming out on top. Didn't really think anything else would happen there, to be honest. They are coming out with 100 points and then 71 each for GNR and M7. Surprising. It doesn't really matter where they finished anyway, because they did qualify with those 71 points or 72 points. Then you can see over down below them, we've got NSG with 63, QTR with 60, and the remaining players down below that, KFC, Ashina, Zimbio, Pegasus, and Giro, will all go to the sudden death qualifiers, which will be held on Wednesday and Thursday. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Hit the follow button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd appreciate it. Of course, we open these tournaments to everyone. You're more than welcome to try and participate yourself if you want to. Play against the very biggest and best players in the world. That's going to do it for me, though. If you did enjoy, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, follow, all the good stuff. Make sure to live your life with purpose. Do something that will help you mentally, physically, and financially with the rest of your day. And I hope to see you back here again tomorrow, where I open up that brand new Mythic, and I'm going to play some multiplayer. I haven't played multiplayer in quite a while, so I might be a little rusty, but we'll see. Who knows? The back-to-back might come back and cook everyone on the main stage. I actually have no idea. We'll have to wait and see about that. And then Wednesday, Thursday, we've got the qualifier. So we actually have we have this stream tomorrow, stream the next day, stream the day after that, and then we have the finals on Saturday, I believe. I believe the finals are on Saturday, but I'll double check on that. So 5 streams this week. Either way, chat, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you again tomorrow. And if I don't see you for the rest of the week, have a good rest of your week, chat. All right, Pookies. See you later, alligators. Bye, my little scrumdiddly-umptious-singtons, though, Pookie Bears. Have a great rest of your day, chat. Love you all.